And we have this flight that we have to catch. It's the only flight out of Zambia for like 3 days, you know, and if we don't catch it, we're strapped. And we have to leave the hotel at 11. The bungee jump place opens at 10, you know, and so Chris is like, you know, hedge fund Chris is like, all right, gang, we can do it. And everyone's like, yeah, and suddenly I'm in a Scooby-Doo episode, and we're all, you know, signing up and, you know, getting into hijinks. And I'm figuring, all right, I still don't have to do this because there's 7 of us who want to do it. We only have an hour, and it takes like 10 to 15 minutes per person. If I go 7, I won't have to do it. And so, and then I'm also just kind of kicking myself, going, why am I even in this situation? Like, I'm the most impulsive person that I know, and I say yes to like the stupidest things. Like, I say stuff like, oh, I'll move anywhere if the job is right, and suddenly I'm in Wanchai reading the South China Press, eating noodles for breakfast, waiting for my bus, and wondering how I ended up in Hong Kong. And then, or I'll be like, yeah, you know what, it'd be really cool if we went skydiving with your really cute coworker, and then I'm skydiving, and then the boyfriend and the cute coworker are getting married. So, I mean, these things happen because I just sort of say yes to things when really I should just maybe give pause. And even the trip to Botswana was totally impulsive. I had actually emailed a friend of mine at Habitat for, I needed video. I was doing a presentation about Habitat for Humanity, and I said, oh, do you have any video? And she's like, oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to Botswana. Do you want to come? Yes. So that's how my life is ruled. And so I was kind of kicking myself about this, and then the next morning, you know, everyone gets up early because we think, all right, it opens at 10, but if we get there by 8:30, we'll be very first in line. And I'm like, yay! So I go there and we rush over, and I'm thinking, this is the beauty, is that everybody in Africa, like Southern Africa, and Botswana and Zambia, especially Botswana, Africa for beginners, it's awesome, and there's like democracy, a go-go, and everybody's happy. And then Zambia is like a close second, you know, it's like they're well-fed and things run. But the thing that everybody has in common is that nobody's on time in Southern Africa at all. There is just a region after my own heart. And we would arrive at the build sites, you know, and then the builders would come an hour later, like, oh, hey, you're here already. And so I'm thinking, oh, awesome, you know, they're gonna get here at like 10:45, no one's gonna have to jump, sorry. So they get there at 9:30, and they are ready for work, and I'm like, holy mother of fuck, who are you people, and where are you from, and why are you early? And they're early because each one of us has agreed to spend $100, which is what they would make in like a month, to jump off a stupid bridge. So we get on the scale and we get weighed, and I've already decided that I'm going to go last by just sort of gradually letting everybody else sign up on the sign-up sheet. And then suddenly I'm number 7. People are going, oh, Tracy, you might not be able to jump. I'll be like, oh, no. Darn. You know, I'll just have to do it next time. I'm in Zambia. And so we get on the scale, and they put our weight in kilograms, and he puts 71 kilograms, and he marks it in a magic marker on my arm. And I'm like, 71 kilograms? That's 160 pounds. What are you talking about? And then Chris says, you want them to err on the side of fat because they're judging what elastic is going to hold you as you plummet towards the Zambezi River. And I'm like, 160 pounds sounds really good. So it is 71 kilograms and then number 7, because that's the number that I am going. I am number 7. I am going 7. Awesome. And so we march down to the bridge, and I'm fully confident that I do not have to do this crazy bullshit. And Chris actually hands me his crazy millionaire guy's camera. He goes, you've been taking really good pictures, I've noticed. I'm like, oh. And then suddenly I get all flirty because he is really cute, and I start playing with my hair. And he goes, I'm going, because he's going first, because he's Danger Action Man. And will you take the pictures? Just press this thing. It's the sport setting. And you know, you'll take 30 pictures of me going down. And I'm like, okay. And so he gets all geared up. I've got the camera. The guy with the clipboard decides, let's mix it up a little. And we're like, what? And Chris, who's all ready to be Action Man, Danger Man, going first, goes, what? He goes, let's mix it up. We don't need to go in this order. Number 7 goes 1, 71, 71 kilograms, 7 goes 1, Tracy, first. And I'm like, no, I got the camera, and it's worth a lot of money, and I'm number 7, and I'm really not 71 kilograms, actually, it's more like 65, maybe, so, no, and he's like, no, you go first, or you go not at all. And then suddenly it's this thing where if I back out, like, I'm so uncool. And that's the thing, I've never backed out of anything, even when I know it's totally wrong, because it's so uncool. So I start visibly, physically shaking, and Chris is kind of annoyed, because he's like, she's going to take pictures of me, I'm first, I'm danger guy. And so they take his harness off, and they put it on me, and they're tying me up, and I'm completely just going, I'm the fat Australian guy going, no, I'm number 7. It is written in indelible ink, which was indelible, it stayed on my arm for about 2 weeks, mocking me. And so they tie me up, and they put me out, and while I'm out on this ledge is when they're doing their sort of, like, due diligence for the day, because I'm not just the first jumper of my group, I'm the first jumper of the day. And that's when they're like stringing up all the bungees, and they're doing all their checklists, and then one guy stops and actually takes a phone call while I'm standing out on the ledge tied up, staring at the Zambezi River 40 stories below me. And I swear, I don't speak Bantu, but I could have sworn he said, yeah, chicken's good tonight, sure. And so I'm standing out there for about 15, maybe 1,000 minutes before they decide to, move things forward. And I look over, and Chris has got his $3,000 camera trained on me. And, the things that I do impulsively kind of work out. By going skydiving, I realized that I wasn't supposed to be with that guy. He was supposed to be with her, and I actually sort of emerged early on with a kind of heart that was intact. And my time in Hong Kong was actually awesome and life-changing and magnificent, even though I went there on an impulse. And even the Botswana build was just amazing. None of these thoughts were going through my head as I stood out on the ledge, looking down at the Zambezi River 40 stories below. The only thing that was going through my head as he stopped speaking Bantu and started speaking English and went 5, 4, 3, 2 was no, 1, bungee. And then I dove.